From the Russ Center for Media in downtown Cape Girardeau, welcome to Focus on Southeast, a program on issues, events, and people impacting Southeast Missouri State University and the broader community. I'm Dan Woods with KRCU Public Radio. Coming up on today's show, we'll visit with Dr. Samantha Siemers from the Department of Agriculture, and later Christy Mershon will drop by with an update from continuing education. But first, Allie Bruner is with us. She is director of SEMO's Autism Center. She's also a behavioral analyst there. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So for folks who may not know about the center, Allie, tell us about the center just broadly.
Yeah, so the center has been around on SEMO's campus for 15 years now. We provide diagnostic and treatment services to individuals in our community and our region. Our catchment area is all the way down to the Arkansas border and the Boot Heel, over to almost the West Plains area, and up to just south of Jefferson County.
That's a large service area.
Yes, we have a large service area. We are one of 7 designated Missouri Autism Centers. So we work with the Department of Mental Health for the state, and we're contracted with them to provide these services.
Talk about some of those. I know we talked about several on our phone call before we met here today. There are several that you offer.
Yes, so we kind of have 2 branches of our services. We have our diagnostic evaluations that we provide for individuals aged 16 months to 18 years. Okay. So these individuals come in with a referral from a professional, whether that's a doctor or a teacher or someone else in the community that's a professional that's recognized the need for an evaluation. Okay. And then we also have our treatment services. So these are individuals that already have a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder, and we provide things like applied behavior analysis, ABA therapy. We provide speech therapy, including feeding therapies for individuals, and also counseling and medical follow-up.
And summer camps, I think you told me too.
And we do offer summer camps. So as part of our contract with the Department of Mental Health, we provide services for individuals that insurance might not otherwise cover. So insurance doesn't cover things like summer camps or respite care. Okay. So we're able to provide those services with our funds from the state.
So you're the director, but you're also a behavior analyst. What does that entail?
Yes, so a behavior analyst, or a BCBA, they are, I don't carry a caseload currently, but in the past I did, and you would work with children that have a diagnosis of autism, speak with their family, do an assessment on that child, and look at their individual needs, work on things like increasing communication skills, increasing soft social skills, decreasing challenging behavior, and giving them functional tools to work with. Okay.
How busy are you guys? With your large service area, I'm going to guess pretty busy.
Yeah, so we do have waits for our services. We try to stay as busy as we can. The need is there, so we try to work through our wait lists as quickly as possible to touch as many families as we can in our area. Yeah.
Does the center accept insurance?
We do. We accept all major insurances, including Medicaid and managed care plans. And then, like I said, we also have contracts through the state to help with things that insurance doesn't cover.
And you told me that you make a lot of referrals, so you're one of 7 in the state. So it sounds like you all work together to sort of meet the needs of the region. We do.
We're very close. We have the Missouri Autism Consortium. Okay. So we're the Autism Center's consortium of Missouri, and we meet quarterly to discuss various things going on, various challenges, barriers to treatment and services. And currently we're really focused on decreasing the wait times for an evaluation for autism, because nationwide the wait can get upwards of 2 years for a child to be diagnosed.
So that has to be something you're always working on constantly, I would think.
Absolutely.
Students are involved in the center too. Talk about what some of the student experiences might be like.
Yeah, so I actually started out as a student at the center a long time ago. And so we really try to connect with SEMO students and give them experiential learning opportunities. So we have student workers that can get their hands on some clerical stuff. So we have administrative student workers that help with our front desk work and scanning documents. They learn about all of HIPAA and privacy things, so that's good experience for them. And then we also have student workers that we hire to be registered behavior technicians and work under a behavior analyst to actually get to work one-on-one with children and teach skills.
How big is the staff?
So when I started as the director, we had about 4 full-time staff, and now we're up to 11, I believe, full-time staff. And then we have, give or take, 10 to 15 student workers at any given moment.
And everybody's busy.
Everybody's busy.
I'm guessing. What are some of the things that folks may not know about the center?
Oh gosh. Well, a lot of times I just had somebody today say, I didn't even know you were here. And so knowing that we're here, we're accepting new patients, new clients, and we're ready to serve individuals in the community that have a concern for autism or that already have that diagnosis.
Talk about the uniqueness of it. Everything's sort of together, which is handy.
Yes. So something that's a strength that we really try to play to is the fact that an individual can come to the Autism Center and they can get a diagnosis and then they can flow right into our treatment services, and we're able to have a very collaborative environment that not many other centers can say they have. There's a lot of centers that are just speech or just ABA or just your pediatrician's office, but at our center we're able to combine all of those different clinicians together and really collaborate on cases together.
And for a family that comes, if they need to do a couple of different things, different services, they literally can just maybe walk down the hall rather than going somewhere, driving somewhere.
Yes, we do our best if we have a client that is seeing multiple clinicians for various services. We try our best to schedule them appropriately so that they don't have to, leave and come back. A lot of our parents work, and so leaving work or taking unpaid time off to take their kid from therapy to therapy, that's not really ideal. So if we can try to see them in one visit, that'd be great.
What do you like most about your job?
You asked me this the other day and I had to think about it, but I'm sticking to my answer. I really love seeing the staff grow and find the things that they're passionate about. I always tell them I want to try to get the things that you're passionate about and the things that you're doing at the center to match up as closely as they can. And so when I have a staff member that starts a new project or starts a new therapy for a kid and just seeing them kind of flourish in that's my favorite part because it benefits the kids and the staff.
Is there anything that any goals you have for the center, anything you're looking for the next 6 months, a year perhaps?
Yeah, well, we're always growing, so we're still growing. We are looking for an additional psychologist. We have a clinical psychologist. We would like another to again help that charge that we have with the state to decrease wait times and increase access for kids.
Okay, for folks who would like to find out more, what do they need to do?
Yeah, so if they'd like to visit our website, I believe our website's going to be pulled up there, and they can fill out a request for information, and that comes directly to us, and we'll give you a call. Or they can fill out if they're ready to be referred, or if they'd like treatment services. There's information on our website to fill out.
I guess they go to SEMO.edu. They can just search for
Autism Center. Yep.
Well, Allie, very informative. Thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Dr. Samantha Siemers. You're watching Focus on Southeast, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Focus on Southeast. Students studying agriculture at SEMO learn environmentally friendly practices firsthand in their agriculture courses. They work with livestock at the university farm, conduct science and horticultural research at the Agricultural Research Center and Horticultural Incubator Lab, and more. Dr. Samantha Siemers is an assistant professor in the Department of Agriculture, and she's here with me now. Hey, Samantha.
Hi.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let's start out first with your background first.
Sure, very good. So a little bit about me. I'm lucky enough to call Southeast Missouri home and have now for the past 15 years. Prior to that, I grew up in central Illinois in a very rural community where agriculture is deeply embedded into my roots.
and you're an agriculturalist.
Yes.
And you're a fifth generation. You've been in this for a long, long time.
Well, apparently my whole life, right?
That's
So
pretty exciting.
I am a fifth generation, and so I have agriculture background on my mom's side, and I grew up, like I said, in a family farm and rural community.
Yeah. And when I read about your background, one of the things I picked up on was that you love teaching. What do you love about it?
I love everything about teaching. I think my favorite part is being able to connect with the students and being able to see students connect back to the real world application of agriculture. It's really rewarding for them to be a part of an industry that's so impactful to everybody's day to day, whether they realize it or not.
Yeah. What are some of the classes that you teach here at SEMO?
I teach a wide variety of classes. My foundation classes are in animal science, and so I primarily teach our beef production and our livestock production classes, as well as animal reproduction. In addition to that, I teach some agribusiness and ag communication courses too.
Talk about the ag program. I understand it's growing and continues to grow.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to, perhaps?
It's continuously evolving and has been for quite some time. We've always been very pleased with our student enrollment numbers, and they continue to trend in a direction that's in a positive way. I think that something that contributes to it is we really do stand by our teaching philosophies in our department of learn by doing and providing those hands-on experiences to those students. And so I think students who major in agriculture are ones who want to be active and want to be in a kind of a student-centered type of atmosphere for them to learn and thrive in.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the hands-on things. One of the things is the farm. Talk about that, and maybe then I can't think of the word, the horticulture program, perhaps. Talk about those a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So our facilities, we have two different auxiliaries that we really primarily utilize within our programs. That's the David M. Barton Agriculture Research Center, located just west of town in Gordonville, Missouri. That is what we utilize and call our university farm.
Okay.
And so students that have had me before and currently have me know that that's my favorite place to teach.
You like to, okay.
I love going out to the farm
Yeah.
and taking my classes out there. In addition to that, we also have our Charles Hudson greenhouse, and our horticulture and plant and soil science students can utilize that program or in that greenhouse space as well for hands-on experience.
That's the word I wanted, was greenhouse. It didn't come to me right away. What kind of things happen out at the farm?
Lots of different things can happen at the farm. We use it primarily as our teaching and research space.
Okay.
So at the university farm, we've got 252 acres dedicated to our cow-calf herd as well as our crop science unit, where we annually grow either corn, soybeans, or wheat.
252 acres. I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah.
How many cattle are out there?
We have just shy of 100 head of cattle. And so the way we kind of set up our program is we have both a fall calving herd and a spring calving herd.
Okay.
And so we've set it that way so that our students, no matter what semester they're taking a certain class, always have an opportunity for hands-on learning out there.
So now I'm curious about the farm. So how does that work? So I guess you have classes out there and you go out there, but I guess there's somebody on site.
Yes.
That's sort of, how does that?
Yes, absolutely. So we do have our full-time farm manager, Colin Shabbing.
Okay.
He is the one who oversees all operations as it relates to the university farm.
So he's out there all the time,
Yes.
making
Yep.
sure things.
He is a full-time manager. He works closely with faculty members to coordinate any type of student opportunities
Okay.
that may be available to us through courses, internships, research opportunities, all those sorts of things.
Do students work out at the farm?
Yeah, we do have student employment opportunities.
Okay.
Those are typically going to be for our agriculture major
Yeah.
students only, but yeah, we have employment opportunities as well as internship opportunities for them.
Cool. Let's talk a little about the pathways in agriculture. There are a lot of different things that you can do. Talk about some of them.
You know, I think agriculture is an industry that potentially is misunderstood in how many different directions you can be involved in. And so we find students who come to us who want to work with animals. And so we guide them for the animal science or pre-veterinary medicine track.
Okay.
We also have students who are interested more in agronomy and precision agriculture. And so them having the opportunity to study and take courses related to technologies and drone technologies. We have students who are related and interested in communications. And so agriculture communications is a very booming industry, as well as agribusinesses.
Yeah, the ag communications, you said that was just really growing. And so what would someone do in that field? What would that look like?
Depends. Most of your agribusiness companies are going to have some sort of marketing and public relations component to their business. And so our ag communication students are filling the need for those positions.
What does a typical ag student look like? Because not everybody has a farm background, right?
That's correct. So what's commonly misunderstood is that most of our students come from a farm background, and that's actually not the case.
I would think that would be the case.
So I would say more than 50% of our students don't have a farm or a rural background. A lot of our students come from urban and city places, and somehow they've gravitated towards our department and enjoyed every minute that they have there.
So you told me when we talked that farming's become producing more with less. Talk about that just a bit, what that looks like, what that means.
I think something that's really important is from a producer standpoint, we are always concerned with the quality of products we're putting out there, and we want to make sure that our consumers are aware of that. And so we want to make sure that we're stewards of the land and taking care of what was given to us so many years ago, and making sure we're producing quality products and quality food and fiber sources.
Yeah, let's talk drones a minute, because I love
sure.
talking about drones. And I know our drone folks here have a new drone that's an agriculture one, and it's really, really cool.
It's really awesome.
Talk about some of the cool things you can do with drones in agriculture.
We can do a lot of different things. It's a growing field. It's a technology that we're able to utilize in multiple facets. So from the animal science side of things, drones can be utilized to manage larger sized cow herds across several hundreds of acres. So though it may be difficult in different types of terrain, drones are allowing us to be able to monitor and manage herd health that way. And then on the flip side of that, we have our agronomy and our row crop operations that are able to utilize drones from an application standpoint of any type of chemical that they may be using.
Save time and money by just having the drone fly over and look, I guess, at things.
Absolutely.
So could a student sort of do some sort of hybrid study where they study ag, they study drones, and there'd be a lot of job opportunities?
Yes, absolutely. And we find that to be very common of a lot of our students who, and we work very closely with the engineering and technology department and the UAS program that they have, as far as a lot of our agriculture students are minoring in drones. Or finding some sort of internship related to drones and agriculture, and blending those two skill sets together.
We have 30 seconds here. Before we go, though, talk about the Masters in Business, the online program. You mentioned that was a big thing right now,
Yeah,
too.
we have a new Masters in Agribusiness online program. It launched in the fall of 23. And we have found it to be highly successful thus far in its kind of launch here. It allows for career-ready individuals to be able to come back to the classroom, whether they're trying to pursue more of a management type position in their current employment or whatnot. It's completely flexible because it is 100% online.
Very exciting. Samantha, thanks so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, when we come back, Christy Mershon will be joining us from Continuing Education. This is Focus on Southeast. We'll take a break and be right back. Welcome back to Focus on Southeast. Continuing Education provides the community with quality, customer service, innovation, flexibility, partnership, and collaboration while inspiring a love of learning through innovative educational experiences for all ages and all people. Christy Mershon is Assistant Director of Continuing Ed here at SEMO, and she's with me now. Hi, Christy.
You make us sound so fancy. I love
Well,
it.
you are
Please
fancy.
sum that up again. That's beautiful.
That's really good. So tell folks about continuing education who don't know about it.
Well, you know, I think that this is one of those divisions that sort of gets misunderstood or overlooked because there's so many different names, right?
Yeah.
As many different gateways as there are to the institution. You can search workforce development, and of course, you know, we have that unit. You can search lifelong learning, continuing education, outreach, summer programs.
Yeah.
All of those things kind of fall in the bucket, as you summed it up so beautifully. But we're in a new phase and a new era. We're sort of coming back after a little bit of a downward turn.
Have a pause, I guess, or something.
A pause
Okay.
and a reframe.
Okay.
And so we're really focusing on engaging with the community again. So we have a chance to rebuild, reinvent, ask everyone from our students to the community at large, businesses, what do they want from us as service? And then the really awesome part of my job is there aren't a lot of limits. So if someone dreams it up, we have ways to look back and we have such a deep pool of resource here to be able to create things and to be able to create sort of the outside of the box kind of things.
Well, I was going to ask you some of the recent things you've done and how you select the activities that you do, because they're really unique in most cases.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it's a fine line because it would be an error to say that everyone isn't concerned about bottom line, right? So when you're looking at universities across the board, we have to make sure that there's a certain profit margin. But on the flip side, what we are is a regional service institution. So when it comes to selecting things, we're looking for that balance of what are the things that people are really asking for. And in some cases, those may be things like opera appreciation, right? And we might not charge a lot for opera appreciation. That's not going to make a lot of money. But then you have things like ghost tours. I know that's what you were asking about. And they're really haunted history. Those have been very popular over the years and they're revenue generating. So the ideal sort of alchemy of a continuing education department allows us to meet the needs of the community as far as job needs, retraining needs, professional education, corporate partnership, but also be able to leverage all the things we have. Every time I come and do this show, if I get a chance to stand still and listen to colleagues talking about their things, and I learn about new parts of divisions, and that always sort of sparks my enthusiasm. So if you give our faculty a chance to sort of do the things they love in their discipline areas or outside of, we may have an agriculture professor who loves to play jazz, trumpet, and hasn't gotten a chance to do that and hasn't been interfaced with someone in music. And so maybe there's someone that we come up with an interesting collaboration. We've done very odd grants, like does playing certain kind of music help production in poultry farms? That was a project years ago. It was a true project. So those sorts of creative outside of the box things, again, always balancing what's our service initiative, how can we make revenue, how can we help our community partners, and also our corporate partners.
So you go to, I'm going to guess here, you go to events and you talk to a lot of different people, and you're always sort of keeping your antenna up to see, that could be, and you probably shop it around a little bit and talk to some folks, and then programs come out of that.
And it's so exciting because very often for any of us, there are the things on your plate that you have to get done this week, right? And you love your job, and I know, having known you for many years, that you do love your job. But there are certain other passions, or if you had the chance to go back and play in production, and I said, Dan, what would your perfect podcast be?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Right? And then maybe I just met someone at a chamber event who has this niche interest, and what you've said aligns with theirs, and I'm like, what if there was a specialist in this that's right here in our back door? What do you think we could do that would be neat and interesting? Do you remember, and this has been a while back, but we did a podcast run called 13 Corpses that came about from students, and I actually had to reach out, was when we first got Podcast Labs here. There were local authors that wrote the first part of a chapter,
Okay.
and we were working with students to give them experiential learning in non-news podcast topics. And it just sort of evolved into a community-sponsored competition where we solicited the next chapter of the story, and we produced these really cool podcasts. It was all just through that sort of synergistic conversation. But I just had a student message me the other day who has a really great job, and some of it came from the portfolio that he built because we had to figure out how to build the sound effects, and we had to figure out how to record the layers and do all of the different things that were a little outside of the box. But that student was able to go in a job interview and say, from cradle to grave, we did this cool production and then produce the work and then go back and sort of show how that was created. And it was the creativity that made that particular student stand out. So we did a cool thing. We answered a community need, and we got great experiential learning opportunity for a student. That's when these departments run at their best.
So you've already started to ramp back up. Have activities already started? I think the ghost ones have already happened. So
we did.
What are some things that you're maybe looking into next year? Is there anything that you're sort of ruminating on that you'd like to try to do?
Yeah, so this semester on the corporate training, professional education, and train up side, the hot topic has been AI, right?
Oh, yeah,
it's a hot
huge.
topic both inside of our campus and working with our various campus constituents to train all of us in all the varied applied ways that you can use AI. But then out there on the business front. So we'll be continuing to work with AI trainings, specialized things for education, in some of the industries, and then generalized, like how does ChatGPT or other AI help you in your daily work practice. So that's a hot topic. We'll be returning to doing some travel trips. People are very excited.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So we've got a trip planned in April to Savannah. And then,
I was just there not too long ago.
Oh, it's such a beautiful city.
know.
So that one I think will be exciting. And then the one that people had been begging me for years, we're going to go to Salem, Massachusetts in October.
Oh my goodness.
So that'll be a fun
A lot
one.
of fun stuff. We're out of time. This went by so fast, so
does.
we'll have to have you back. So thank you,
Yeah, yeah.
Christy, for being here. We appreciate it very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Focus on Southeast is a collaboration of KRCU Public Radio and the Department of Mass Media here at Southeast Missouri State University. And just a reminder that portions of these conversations will be broadcast on KRCU. They'll also be online at krcu.org and on the station's YouTube channel. From the Russ Center for Media, I'm Dan Woods. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when we focus on Southeast.